Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Nier Reincarnation, let's have a look at the live stream from last night. The second one in 2 months, that's a nice pace. In the very beginning, before they really started the news, they talked about Dark Memory, Hina, and Yuzuki and their stories. And the developers here, they were saying they were surprised that Yoko Taro kind of gave them the okay to release those stories and sort of reveal more about how it connects to the overall Nier series. I'm not super familiar with it outside of Automata, but you can feel free to comment about that if you like. But maybe it also explains why they put off Dark Memory, Hina, and Yuzuki so long. Alright, first, from the 31st, there will be the return of Automata and Replicant, plus 2 new costumes. We got 2B and Nier here. I'm really happy about Nier. I'm not going to pull, but I know that there are fans of him. There are people that still use the old version, even though he's super duper outdated. But yeah, I'm happy for those fans. And then these 2 costumes, they imagined like what their Dark Memory costumes would look like, and then designed them based on that. And then somebody commented on a community post that I wrote as I was live blogging the live stream that there might be a second banner, and I could believe that happening. A first banner here with 2 characters, and then a second banner with maybe 2 characters. That's believable. If you had asked me at Anniversary after the first banner with the 3 units, if there would be a second banner, I would have said no way, like 5% chance of that happening. But it did come, and the reason why I gave it such a low chance of happening was because it would be unprecedented. Because to release 2 banners like that in quick succession with 3 characters each, that would make the developers look greedy or desperate, which is why pretty much all mobile games don't do that. And then there's very little else about Nier Reincarnation that does stuff that could come across as greedy or desperate. There are other mobile games that are much more like that. So that was very surprising for that to come in Nier Reincarnation. But here, 2 and 2, I could believe that happening. I'm probably going to skip all of it in my 2 accounts. In my new JP account, still waiting for Abyssal Argo. But all of the old banners, they will come back, including all of the old events, so we can get the 3-star versions. And I'm very much looking forward to awakening the 3-star units, and then maybe using them. Okay, and then we have a roadmap. Haven't seen one of these in a while. But April, that will be with the Nier Collaboration Revival. That's the green there. And then if we skip over to June, there's another green block. I went back and I looked at previous roadmaps, and all of the collaborations seem to be green, so that might be another collaboration in June. They say it's a big event, so it might be an all-new one. Although, with that timing in June, it'll be exactly 1 year since Final Fantasy XIV came out. So that would be interesting timing for that to return. It feels like 1,000,000 years ago since the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration, but that's how kind of time feels in mobile games. 1 year feels like a lifetime. And then we get into the red area. That's like new content or like quality of life stuff. There will be another part of the Recollections of Dusk. That's pretty much guaranteed Livonia. I can't think of anybody else that has a floating circle with points on it behind them. And then below them, it looks like they will add some quality of life for equipping weapons. Maybe it'll be a thing where you can save, sets of 3, like we can with Memoirs. Okay, and then May, completely taken up by the Man and the World main story. Usually the story is a blue color in these roadmaps, but this is special here. Very much looking forward to this. Okay, and then June we got the mystery green box, and then there will be another new Recollections of Dusk, and then a way to skip multiple Dark Memory daily quests. Been requesting that for a while. And then other improvements, they say. Okay, next, they showed some stats about the player base. First here, what are the percentage of people with their force level at a certain point? But yeah, as we can see, well under 5% of the population has over 400k force. In a previous video, I thought that if 10% of the population had the over 400k force, and then we saw that there were 4,000 players in the JP server for the Arena Showdown, then we could guess that there's 40k total population. But since it's under 5%, then it's going to be more closer to like 80,000 population on the JP server. I think it was like 2,000 on the global server. Although we don't know if these stats are for JP or global or combined. We don't know that. But yeah, very few people actually above 400k. If you are around 200 or 250, then you are more normal, I guess. But yeah, it just goes to show how much of the population is very active and very vocal, and then who can beat, you know, the very kind of end content. And it also shows just like how much of the player base is more casual. Probably a lot of people started with the Nier Automata animation going on now. And then I saw that one Japanese YouTuber like looked at these stats and was thinking, oh, I need to make more content for new players. I've been making a little bit of that with my new account videos, but not a ton. I still feel like my old videos are worth watching, you know, if you use the search function, so I don't feel a great need to make videos specifically for new players now. But I am working on a video about a tier list for good characters for Arena. Okay, next they showed some stats for like what percentage of players have beaten certain quests. Here they're talking about how many players have beaten all of the quest 10 of the normal difficulty of like those limited time event quests. It's like you get story when you beat 1 and 4 and 7 and 10, something like that. And it's 44% of the population. But yeah, most of the population is going to be interested in these stories. So this is like what most people are interested in. Okay, next we have the number of the population that have beaten all of the EX Hard 5 quests. I've just been able to begin beating those with my new JP account. But yeah, about 15% here. This is all, so it's like all of the ones from the beginning of the game. So there are some that, like a lot of players, have not had any access to, just because they started later. Okay, next, what percentage of people have beaten Quest 10 of the Fate board? It's 5%. I think this is good and right. I feel like the top tier content should be beaten by about 5% of the population to begin with. And then for everyone else, it's something aspirational, something to work towards. And then we get to the next, or the last slide of these. How many people have beaten all of the very hard of the Recollections of Dusk? This is under 3%. This is a little bit low. I always say that the developers, they will not release content that like only 1% of the population can beat at launch, and this is getting a little bit close to that. So maybe it's too difficult, although I think for a lot of people it's just the time it takes to put the teams together that is preventing people from going all the way. I'm weird. I enjoy putting together the teams, taking the time for that. It like takes a day, like a weekend day. And I do enjoy how it does take a day. But yeah, for a lot of people, it's kind of a heavy lift. Although, again, for most people, it's the story that matters, and you can get all that if you beat the normal. So yeah, maybe a lot of people stop after that. Okay, and then they get into survey results. I'll put a link below to my answers to the survey. But first slide here, they have favorite characters. I chose Demas, I think, and then he is at 2.6%. But the most popular are Akeha and Gale, and then third used to be Noelle, but she dropped, and then Yuri took her place, barely. But I really like Yuri too. I was debating between her and Demas. Otherwise, interesting things. Lars, again, was the most popular male. Priyat became more popular. She was more popular than Sadhu, actually, which I find surprising. I want to say that the voice actor performance at a previous livestream helped Priyat's popularity. I liked her more after. And there were actually 5% of people that said they didn't pick anyone. Maybe they like everyone equally. But the developers were saying that there were probably also people choosing characters based on like how powerful they were in game, rather than like story stuff. So like newer characters without a lot of versions, like Hina and Yuzuki, maybe less popular overall. Okay, next, what about characters do you enjoy? The two top things were the character's history and then the characters interacting with each other at 60% each. And they said, please look forward to the next Man in the World story. We'll see more character interaction. Okay, next we have how satisfied were you with the second anniversary event? This was a little bit of a drop. It was at first or 1.5 anniversary where they asked this question, and the majority of answers were in satisfied, but here the majority of answers were in pretty satisfied, so they want to work on better user satisfaction. I guess the biggest complaint from people that said, you know, kind of satisfied or unsatisfied was that second anniversary didn't feel special enough, which is very esoteric. Another complaint was that the new content, the fate boards, were too difficult, so people couldn't enjoy it. But I think they said that like 40% of users were able to beat the very first part of the fate board, the stage 1, level 1. Okay, next, how are your feelings about the new content? Fate boards. The majority of people said neither satisfied nor unsatisfied. Let's see, satisfied, maybe total there was about 25%, unsatisfied was about 25%, and then have not played was about 13%. So, yeah, very mixed reactions. I really enjoyed the stages and the content and like the way it was set up and how it looked. My dissatisfaction came with stuff that we'll look at later, the rewards for these quests. But I do enjoy playing these quests. But I saw on Twitter that they were saying that if you use the burn poison method, you can get through all of these. But that method is not very well known among new players, so maybe that's why they were showing dissatisfaction. Okay, here they asked about the character level limit break, how you felt about that. 30% said neither good nor bad, and then 22% said have not used it yet. This one I was only kind of so-so on, because it's more levels, it's more stats, but it's not new abilities or like changes to multipliers or buffs, so it kind of felt like a little bit lacking to me. But I kind of feel like the level limit break, and then like fragments and stuff, I feel like it's a way to sort of kind of scratch that generic Awakening Stone itch for, you know, everyone, for free-to-play users as well. But yeah, I'm still not satisfied. I still want the generic Awakening Stones. They said that they are considering it. They'll think about how to work on that in the future. But I can understand why they would put it off. It's because Awakenings is what is driving people to pull the Hatcher. If they start giving out the generic Awakening Stones, they'll be cutting into their own revenue, so yeah. That's why I think they added this level limit break, and then the fragments and stuff. And then for people that have not done the character level limit break, they say it's because it's like the final elixir, you know, the item. It's so precious that they can't bring themselves to use it. Okay, next slide is about the weapon level limit break. Similar results here. This here also I was kind of disappointed because it didn't change any of the skills or multipliers. And then they also heard that a lot of people just want more weapons available to be able to have done it. Okay, here they showed the top 3 most popular for the level limit breaks for characters and weapons. Yuri, I can agree with. She has a lot of powerful versions. I'm surprised to see Demas is not in here. I think he's another great choice for the level limit break, but people went for the popular characters. Okay, here they asked people, how do you feel, or how did you feel about the Subjugations Showdown? Here also the opinion was split, and then I heard about this in a recent kind of a live stream between Japanese content creators, but like the level that you needed to be at, you know, or like the strength of your account, or like how much money you've put into the game was so high that it was more kind of like a spectator sport. There were maybe just like a few people, you know, getting crazy scores and putting it up on SNS, and then everybody else just watching and going, whoa. So yeah, we have mixed opinions, with the highest at 40%, and then 33% said they didn't even try. But the people that did enjoy the event, they said it was a good chance to like look at top level players, look at their strategies and team builds, and then learn from that. But yeah, most people were like, you know, I was not able to really participate because my account was not strong enough. They didn't show, or they didn't ask about the arena showdown, but I feel like that has a better reception from the community because more people were able to join. And I think Japanese SNS was much more active or like positive about that. Okay, next, what would you like to see improved in the game? I put the like the 3D viewer and like the costume change, but as we can see, it's only 1% or 2% there. Most people want the Recollections of Dusk, or Subjugations, or Awakening improved. And yeah, as far as Awakening, people want the generic Awakening Stone. Okay, and then last slide, which handouts, which rewards do you like the best? Gems at 90%, and then tickets at 70% and 52%. The demand for lavender cubes and then black pearls has gone down because I feel like they've given out a lot more of that recently. I was happy to see people vote more for the antlers more than the slabs. Antlers are very difficult to come by, so yeah, hopefully they hand out more of those. Alright, and that concludes the live stream. Kind of a shorter than usual live stream, and like less pomp and circumstance as the second anniversary, but yeah, still a good time. The chat was pretty active and pretty positive. Alright, looking forward to the next few months. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.